Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode. We are back. I gotta say the response I got from episode 6, the amount of views, I think last time I checked within 24 hours is up to 700 views, which is just, it blows my mind. We jumped up like 12 subscribers, so tell all the people just joining in, subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. It means a lot to me, and I really do mean that. Anyway, let's get back to it. All right, in this episode, we're gonna keep working on the cradle modifications to the 88 cradle. Now, you're thinking 88, well, the car's an 87, and you'd be correct. Back when I originally built this car in 93 to 99, 2000, at one point I did the 88 rear cradle swap, which of course necessitated coilovers, which you can just see right around there. And then, of course, the new owner at some point swapped out my Cadillac V8 and, you know, nice, pretty cradle and all that with some beat up junk. Yeah, it's pretty bad. So I don't have any concerns or regrets on hacking and cutting this cradle to get it the way I want it. It's basically all prototype, you know, trial and error. Get it the way I want it, and if I feel that it's unsafe or not structurally sound, I will replace it and just duplicate the mods. And of course, did I just say duplicate? Duplicate the mods to the cradle and then make any changes, because you know, every time you do something, it just gets better. And I've already found that a few times. I'm already eyeballing that firewall side mount and thinking, I could do better. So we'll see if what my first design makes it through to production. And then, of course, once Dave gets his hands on it, hey, anything's fair game at that point. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to continue with the clearancing of the cradle. You know, I want to get it fitting a little better. There's some areas where it's kind of tight, and while at the time I am using stock GM transmission mounts, and they are rubber, so they do allow quite a bit of movement. When you're talking tolerances that tight, something's bound to hit. So yes, I do plan on adding some aftermarket mounts later on, but at this time I wanted to mock it up with GM mounts. If there are any aftermarket mounts out there for Fieros, they're designed obviously to be a drop-in replacement for the stock mount. So that was my idea, is if I make it work with stock GM mounts, any of the aftermarket mounts out there for Fieros should work. So enough yapping, let's get to it. Oh, and forewarning, pardon my apparel that you're gonna see in a few minutes, but I don't know if you can see it, but my body is cut and burnt, and just, I got all over my face, burn marks and stuff from doing all this metal fabrication. You metal guys are probably laughing, saying, ha ha ha, dumbass, you should be wearing a leather jacket, and you're right, but I don't have one. Well, I do, but there's no way in hell I'm gonna wear it down here in the shop. So I'm gonna use the next best thing, an OSHA approved button-up long sleeve shirt. They're out there, I promise. So anyway, let's get to work. Well, that went well. Well, that went well. Nobody died. Still got all my fingers. Winning. Now, once I get all this done, I don't know if I'm gonna go get it dustless pressure washed, dustless sandblasted over at my uncle's house before I weld in the new metal. I think that's probably the smarter thing to do because it gives me nice clean metal to weld to. And I mean nice and clean. Put it back up on my little high horse here and then tack in some new metal, take it over to Kenny once again, have him weld it up properly because like Antonio says, I'm not a real mechanic because I don't know how to weld. But man, excuse my viewers, I can technically tack things together, therefore weld them. Does that meet the definition? You let me know in the comments below. Take that, Antonio. Oh, and while I'm at it, let me take this opportunity to officially call out my buddies down there at Your Pacific Auto Tech in Panama City, Florida. I got 2 of my mounts done. The engine will be tested sometime this coming week, and I'll be making the trans mount and the upper passenger side mount. I challenge you to see who gets it done first. Is it fair? No. You have a Dave, you have an Antonio, and you're real mechanics because you can weld. So, is it fair? Nah. But I still challenge you anyway. Comment below if you think it's a fair challenge. I think so. But, you know, you let me know what you think, alright? Do I feel bad that I'm banging and knocking on stuff at midnight? Not really, considering my neighbors had their little kids running around out in pitch black, I might add, until about 2:30 in the morning last night. So, no, I don't feel bad at all. I'm going to strip the suspension off of it real quick. Probably just the sway bar. We'll figure out the rest after that. Note to self, motocross jerseys, bad for grinding. All right, I have been working on getting the cradle modified. You can see one of the brackets I have here, that's just tacked into place. We've got another one over here, again, just tacked in place, kind of lightly finished off. And then we had the big mama one over here. This one was a little fun. Had to use a clamp to draw the metal in, but I haven't cleaned it, so it is raw. But yeah. I'm getting it done. I'm getting a little better with the welder, but well, if any of you are a welder and you're seeing this, you can pretty much judge for yourself. All right, it is a new day here at the VV Motorsports World Headquarters, where I am continuing to work on my K-swapped Pontiac Fiero. And there seems to be a little confusion out there, so let me try to clear this up here in episode 7. I know I'll get around to it in episode 7. There are two Fieros that I own that are being K-swapped. I have a 15,000 original mile 1988 GT that is at Euro Pacific Auto Tech there in Panama City, Florida, where we started the original K-swap into a Fiero. It's the world's first that we know of. That one is still there in Florida at Euro Pacific Auto Tech. I have my 87 Fiero GT, the blue one, here at home, and I'm doing a Honda K20 swap into it with a 5-speed out of a EP3 SI. That one is the very first Fiero I ever owned, and I got it back after 15 years, and my oldest son Brian wants it. So now that is his car. And that's getting the normally aspirated K20A 5-speed, just a basic build, just so you can start enjoying the car. Because it would be, in my opinion, irresponsible to throw a 500 wheel horsepower car at someone that's used to, anti-lock brakes, vehicle stability control, all the features of a modern car. So I think it would be irresponsible on my part to just shove him in a 500 horsepower, completely analog car. So that's the blue one that you see here at home. The red one, I believe we're up to episode 3, and of course that says the K24 swap. And that's the red car. Easy way to do it. The red car is mine, the blue one is my son's. The red one's the super high horsepower build. The blue one is the NA one that's here at my house. So I hope that clears up any confusion that's out there. We are working on episode 4 for the K24 swap, but I have to get back down to Florida and shoot some additional footage as soon as we have a window to where we can start working on the car again down there. It is a bit of a drive now, but like I said earlier, I'm closer to my kids, and at the end of the day, that's what's most important. My car will be built. It's in safe hands. I trust Antonio and David as if they were my own family. I love those guys. So I'm not worried about another Houdini's situation with that car. They're my people, and I know them well. I have no problem or concerns at all leaving them with my car. I know it's in really good hands. But I do hope to make it down to Florida soon to see my baby, because I do miss her. So anyway, with that all said, I hope that clears up any confusion. So I have the Cradle back from my 87. Now remember, this is an 88 Cradle that we swapped into my 87. I know we're bouncing back and forth between 87 and 88. Just know that this this Cradle was put into my blue car, the 87, God, back in the late 90s. It's an 88 Cradle, so I got the better suspension. That's the autocross championship winning car. I've done all kinds of stuff with that car. But anyway, 88 Cradle, swap into the 87. I just got it back from Kenny. He welded it all up, made me look a lot better at metal fabrication than I actually am. He got it all welded up and it looks fantastic. So what I'm doing now is I'm smoothing out some of the areas, trying to get some of the splatter and my mistakes from metal fabrication, but he did a lot of cool things for me. And let me show you what he did. Of course, I have to swap the camera thing around. Yeah, hold on. Here we go. All right, so this is what Kenny did for me. Tell me that doesn't look a lot better than what you saw a few minutes ago. So this is the notch in the frame rail. Make a little more room for the oil pan. Over here, we got the notch cut in because on the bottom of the transmission there's a little V-brace. So we clearanced that to make a little more room because I did want the engine and transmission to set as low as we possibly could into the Cradle. And of course the other modification is over here. And if you remember, and I'll think to put a picture in right now, but this is to clear the little mounting boss on the transmission that sticks out just a little bit. And while I was at it, because we did mod really close to these areas, for the lateral link on this 88 rear suspension, I wanted to go back in and weld this area up. As you can see, it's normally open, but we cut a lot of material out of here, so I wanted to kind of stiffen it back up. So I still got to finish that off and make it look nice, but you can see where I'm working. And then of course we did the same thing over here. Same situation. And another cool thing is, I don't know what the problem was with this Cradle or the person's car that had it before me, but they literally oblonged out these holes, drilled a couple extra holes. I'll see if I got some pictures to show you what this looked like. But we welded a washer. Let me see if I can get a picture of that up in there. Well, we welded in some new washers just to give us some new material, and then filled in the open holes or areas that was left open up here, and that looks a lot better. Did the same thing over here. This one was far worse. This one had holes everywhere. So well, let me correction. Kenny got that all welded up, and then I went back in and smoothed it off, make it look a lot nicer. Then you can see under here. Yeah. So got that all welded up. Looks a lot better than what it did. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. I'm going to continue smoothing it out. Hopefully Uncle Denny gets to me real soon, and we can get this thing sandblasted. All right, this time I'm actually going to hit the record.
hard button. All right, I'm wrapping up episode 7. Let's see where we're at. I am painting the cradle right now, as some of you have seen on my Facebook K20, K24 swap page. If you haven't subscribed or liked or followed the page, please do so. I do a lot more frequent updates, put out mini videos and things like that, so you can kind of follow along with the build a little quicker and more real time than these episodes. Let's see. I just finished up sandblasting over my Uncle Denny's house. We got the cradle, some suspension bits, got the transmission steam pressure washed. It turned out really good. I'm quite happy with that. So what are we doing at the end here on episode 7? Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm going to reassemble the transmission engine, bolt it to the cradle, and I got to figure out once the engine goes in the car. That's right, I said the engine is going in the car in episode 8, so stay tuned for that. But what I have to do is hopefully utilize this existing mount. Now this is a transmission mount for a, I don't know chassis code, but it's a 4 headlight Integra. That's the parts card block. But anyway, this bolts to the transmission. This big old poly mount sits up here like this. And what I'm hoping is just a matter of raising or lowering this mounting pad to where it'll meet the frame rail and the feeder rail. And that's how that's going to set. So we will see you then. It would really help me a lot if you guys would share these videos, try to get the word out. I'm trying to raise awareness of this swap. Hopefully we can attract some sponsors. Yeah, I'm begging for money, but at the end of the day, I'm just a disabled vet. I have a fixed income. I only do what I can with what I got. So yeah, I'm high as hell right now on paint fumes. It's a cold, wet, rainy day here in West Virginia. Even though I've got the extractor fan running, the windows and the garage door open, I'm feeling it. I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't do any drugs or anything that's not prescribed to me. So yeah, even one beer would get me wasted. So these paint fumes is doing a number on me. So before I just get really loopy and start making no sense, which has probably already happened, I'm going to end the video here. Thanks for watching. It really means a lot to me, and I can't believe it. We're about to crack 200 subscribers want to watch me dick around with a Fiero. Who would have thought? So thanks very much for sticking with me. I am hopefully getting better at video editing and producing quality content, but